Hey, what's up, y'all? Just getting started back. Man, been really thinking about how to approach this season of figuring it out with the Fam Fridays. And what I want to start with is kind of recapping a panel that I was on at New Testament Church, NTC Church in Burton, Michigan. Thank you, Pastor Kevin Galloway, for asking me to be part of that panel. So, for me, um, one thing I don't like that's on social media is the gender battle, right? And I'm not talking about sexual preference and people's um, values and convictions on that topic. I'm talking about male versus female, who is the prize and who isn't the prize, who needs to earn, who needs to apply pressure, all of those things, right? For me, man, we live in life, and life be life, and as my cousin Kayla said, for real, like life be life, and if we're sitting up saying, focusing on I'm the prize, right? Then when will I ever find somebody comparable, compatible, that's in alignment? Because if I'm the top prize, can there be a more top prize than the top prize? You know what I mean? So I think a lot of those concepts are just concepts of pride and ego, and sometimes maybe those concepts come from a place of hurt and a place of maybe rejection, trying to uh, boost our own esteem levels high and convince ourselves that we're the prize. But in reality, right, um, life is better when we're together. Like, two are better than one, as I said in one of the Figuring Out with the Fam Fridays seasons. So let's hit a few key issues, right? If the problem is the battle over who is the prize, the male or the female, then some of those key issues could be the neglect or the betrayal or the abandonment that they have or we have experienced, right, in previous relationships, and not just romantic relationships. Maybe there was a parent that wasn't there, or maybe our cup wasn't filled as a child. Um, Maybe our esteem levels weren't there. Willie Moore Jr. had a bishop that spoke and said his mom fed his father's ego, and his mom also fed his ego as a child. So they grew up with certain esteem levels because mom took the opportunity for her influence, right, to use it to boost esteem levels within the household. And Proverbs 31 is a example of how the woman has influence over the household, right? And when I think about it, honestly, like when I think about a woman's influence to either put a cape on her man and send him out into the world to go and get whatever he's getting that day, send put capes on the children, send them out into the world to get whatever they're going to get for the day, or the opposite, to strip the cape off, and make a person feel like they're not high on an esteem level. Like, women have that influence, like, for real influence. God has given women the ability to incubate, the ability to encourage, the ability to help, and with men, we have the influence to lead, we have the influence to cultivate, we have the influence to help be the head of the household, which the head should be alert. In my opinion, the head should be, taking a stance. Like, if I think about this head that's on my shoulders, I hear with this head, I see with this head, I smell with this head, I taste with this head, I speak with this head, I observe, right? Because my mind is there, so I observe. So I'm kind of alert. So if that's part of my role, then being alert can help cultivate the environment for the woman to then influence and encourage and put the capes on everyone that's in the household. Man, better together, better together. If you try to replace a woman, I like Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is my spot. You know what I mean? I like them because of the faith base, and I like them also because of the flavor of the food. The chicken reminds me of my grandmother Shirley's chicken breast that she cooked as I grew up, right? So $10 a day for me. That's per meal. If I do lunch, that's say that's 60 a week. 60 a week. If we do quick math, 60. Say I don't get it 52 weeks, but I'd get it 50 weeks. 60 a week times 50 a week. Let's do that math. 60 times 10, 600, 1200, 1800, 2400, 2400 plus another 600. What's that? 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. 3 grand. Chick-fil-A. Unless my math off. My math right or wrong. But 50 weeks if it's 60 a week. You know what I mean? 3 grand. So that right there, Grandma Shirley fed me. You know what I mean? I wasn't in the drive-through lines as much because there was a woman in the household, right? So if there's a woman in the household, your eating habits are probably healthier. You're spending the way groceries are now. I still think that you spend less because the meal stretches, right? And then it's the family time that's over the meal. It's the investment and contribution of preparing the meal and eating together and talking together, because with me and my schedule, I'll grab some Chick-fil-A and I'll hit the road and be working, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna still get my Chick-fil-A because I like Chick-fil-A, but at the end of the day, inside of the household, maybe I can bring some Chick-fil-A in once a week instead of going to get it 6 times a week, right? And if you think about, like, that's one area of trying to substitute a woman's influence. Excuse me if I offend, but if we're talking openly, pornography is another area that we try to substitute. You know what I mean? If I can't have her physical presence here, if I can't have her touch, if I can't have her scent, if I can't have the interaction, then visually there's I don't even want to call it a substitute product because it's so far from the real thing. But with men being in tune with the visual, physical attributes of a woman, sometimes porn is something that's turned to. But the thing with porn is, like, where's the connection? Do we know how the woman smells? Do we know, how that woman feels? Are we talking to that woman before and afterwards? You know what I mean? And I'm not just talking about like how she feels, how her body feels. I'm talking about how does she feel emotionally and mentally, right? So that these are expensive substitutes for a woman trying to fill the space of a woman in the household. And you know what I mean? If we go on another note, well, let's stay right there one more time though, because the nurturing and the incubating, I don't even know what price you put on that, what cost analysis you put on it. But a woman that's able to take a concern or a vision or some groceries, like take the groceries, create a meal, take a concern, incubate it, try to talk about solutions, take a concept, incubate it, try to come up with strategies to implement for business. You know what I mean? That incubating and that nurturing, that's where you replace that at. You know what I mean? And if we go with the men on the other side, right? Security systems, that's pretty much the first thing I think, because provider usually come before protector when those two words are used together. You know what I mean? But just the physical makeup of a man, the shoulders, the biceps, the triceps, the hands, the whatever the alertness that I was speaking about. You know what I mean? That right there. How much are women paying for security systems? The ring alarms for dogs as additional security systems to bark. You know what I mean? The dog need vet. The dog need food. The dog need grooming. You know what I mean? And then do you need the Wi-Fi for the ring system? Do you need the Wi-Fi for the security? how much does the security system cost, etc. Are you getting armor guard doors? Are you getting window locks? You know what I mean? How many cameras do you have around your house? You know what I mean, to feel secure? And how many firearms or how many weapons do you have to try to feel secure? And if a man was in the house, would you feel a little more secure without all of the substitutions? I think about, um, let me see. Let me see if I can pull this one up. I think about what this lady said on a post. And I thought it was very, very fitting. Very, very fitting. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it quick enough, and I don't want to. I don't want to spend too much time looking at it and not be attentive to the video here. So I'm gonna scroll a couple more times. If I don't find it, and I'll at that point I'll just, let me see one more area. Okay, so I don't know where it is, but I'm gonna try to quote it as I remember it. And this lady said, ladies, it's time to get a man. Your bedroom can't sound like a barbershop every day. I think that's how she said it. And if we're being direct again, please forgive me if I offend. If we're being direct again, how much does it cost to substitute a man's touch? And all of those substitute items, you know, I remember talking to one of my friends. That thing don't kiss your neck, though. You know, that thing don't, you know, I'll take it a step further. That thing don't move the hair off of your neck and off of your ear. So is it really an effective and efficient substitute, right? And if we move on to another area, man, think about the skills that a man may have learned in life, mechanical skills, carpentry skills, whatever those skills are, and women learn them too. But it's some things like women seem like they don't like taking the trash out. Some of the women, not all women, some of the women I've talked to seem like that's one thing they don't really like. So, you know, that these small things, because the small things are the things that kind of build upon each other, that could try to frustrate or irritate a person's day, right? So I think better together we stop all of the gender battle of who's the prize, and we lock in on saying, hey, we got double income together, we got double bills together, but our profit margin is still better because it's together, right? Because we don't have double consumer, double water, double insurance, double car insurance, double mortgage, double groceries, double whatever comes inside of the household structure. Some of those things start to be one. You know what I mean? Like wherever that primary residence is, one. So we don't have, say, 20 bills. We may have 15, because some still may overlap until that house is sold or until that rental agreement is complete. You know what I mean? But for the most part, that alignment of profitability, that profit margin, is different together. And let's take it even further. If the children, I was talking to my stylist, Sade, and my hairstylist, Sade. Look, like, so our great grandparents, for me, my great grandparent, my children's great grandparents, they stuck in there, man. They were married 75 years, if not more. They stuck in there. And with man being man, and with woman being woman, and with human being human, Come on, man. It may have been some things that they were up against, but they stuck in there. Now we're in a culture where divorce, like people start talking about divorce when they're in the getting to know each other phase, and it's like divorce. I don't want divorce to be an option. You know what I mean? But it's some lines and some boundaries that a person is like, if this is crossed, then this may be a divorce. You know what I mean? What about the generations that come under us? Yes, it hurt. Yes, it was real. Yes, the feelings were the feelings. But if we have this set amount of time to build an empire, to strengthen the lineage, every time we break partners in the empire, does that set us forward or does that set us backwards? Does that limit the lineage wealth and asset and information and experience, or does that give them more? So every time person one gone, now we move on, person two gone, now we move on, person three gone. Be fruitful and multiply and fill the world with like believers. I believe filling the world with like believers starts, and this is me. I'm a believer. I have a wife. When I marry, she's a believer. We cultivate the house. I cultivate, she incubates. I cultivate, she encourages. The house, fill the world with like believers. Then we spread out to the neighborhood, the basketball hoop outside, riding the bicycles, barbecuing, playing music, having a good time. Then we spread out to the community events, then the city, right? Then the state, right? Then the region. The city, county, state, region, country, continent, world, right? But if we keep breaking partners, how do we keep momentum? Partner break breaks momentum. Partner break breaks momentum. The reason I went back into therapy was when things happen in life, I don't want a person's decision to leave or choose a different option, or I don't want the transition of a lover. I don't want these things to like shake me so much that I lose my footing and I fall and I don't have my momentum of going forward, because man, I have a certain amount of time. To build for the lineage. I have a certain amount of time to build for the lineage, and breaking partners is not idea for building for